Hey guys, welcome back to the Allston Melee Bender. I'm Zane. I'm joined here by Jaxila and JD. Very excited to be bringing you some top 48 action today on this fine day. Guys, how are you doing? How's it going? How's your weekend been?
Good.
It's a beautiful day in Allston and in the wider Boston area, so I'm having a nice time. I stepped outside for 15 seconds today. It's a record for the past couple days, and I'm loving it.
I
Yeah,
have
a
I
nice
have to
time in
agree.
Rat City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rockland County, New York, getting a little bit of love, and now we're gonna sit here and watch some melee indoors, of course, on the holy day of Easter. I mean, honestly, what better outcome could
I
there
did I
be?
did call my family and tell my grandparents that this is what I was doing, and they went, "Oh, okay." And then there was no. I've not done a good job of explaining anything to them, and I think that that's for the best. I think the less that my grandparents know about gamers, the better. So let's make it happen. lloD and Dr. Lobster.
Yeah, Chic Peach. I'm always excited anytime I get to see lloD on screen. Makes me happy.
Yeah. Have you ever read lloD's guide to improving at Smash?
Yeah, of course.
It's actually not it. Not only is it so good for melee, I think about it like for a million other things. It's just this idea that you should learn how to do things the right way instead of optimizing for some outcome or result, optimize for the process and the and for how you learn. And for a while, I was such a fan of this guide, and I was like, yeah, this is a great guide, but maybe lloD is not so good that it can prove it. And then he starts beating Hungrybox, and I'm like, okay, lloD is a goddamn genius.
You
Like,
had doubts about lloD's skill before he beat Hungry Box?
it was
Yeah, I
more
don't- I
like
don't
it
know
was
about
more
that.
like I felt like there was a disconnect between his results and how much I was venerating his guide, right?
Yeah,
And
this
that's the
lloD
thing.
guy, he's the second best Peach in the world, but, you know.
I didn't think he was bad. I thought that I was worshiping him a lot. And I was like, damn, there's been people that have released great guides before that aren't like amazing at the game, right? So I was hoping that was never going to be the case, especially post-retirement. And then he just gets better.
He just threw the Stitch Face away. I wonder if that's because Dr. Lobster was at such a low percent just respawning and lloD didn't want to get hit by it.
I
Oh
think
my god, all
totally.
of Dr. Lobster's SDI just made that combo even worse for him. That was so stupid looking.
I would say if there's one thing that lloD would be afraid of is just adding that extra layer of RNG, especially when you can just come in and combo like that and get a kill.
He
based
doesn't
on
seem to
your
need it.
fundamental- Yeah, just
He's
don't
like-
even play around with that. But then, what is he throwing away terms for that are the normal terms? Like, is he just looking for like
I
something
guess
like a
he's
winky
farming. He
face?
wants the dot eyes. He wants the dot eyes, I guess.
Yeah, well,
or the
uh,
lightsaber, the Lobster range.
It also could just be that he didn't realize it was a Stitch Face.
That I was gonna say that was
No,
kind of
he's a
my.
god.
I was feeling like he just didn't get it, but also his comboing is so good that he doesn't need to go to the casino to deal with this. I missed watching lloD. It's been a minute.
Nice
Against
double
the
jump
spirit.
down smash.
this event should require, if you pull a Stitch Face, you must try to use it. I mean, it's about having fun and going on a gambling bender. Am I right?
Yo, in the Smash Sisters crew battle last night, ex-girlfriend pulled a Stitch Face into a Bob-omb against Chia on Dreamland, and it was so demoralizing.
Oh, my.
And then Chia used her last stock to just take seven stocks after that. And then they still lost the crew battle.
Ugh.
Well, that's how it goes. Peach. I think Captain Facial actually once described it this way. He was like, Peach just has really good moves. All of her moves are just really good. She still struggles obviously with movement, and one of the things that Leffen innovated in the Peach matchup, or at least perfected in some ways, is just like abusing platform movement and vertical immobility. But Peach has great moves. Peach is so good. And there's just lloD left really, and Ryobeat
Well, and Triff.
over in Europe, yeah. But during COVID, it's felt like both scenes have like been doing okay, but we don't really talk to each other as much anymore, do we?
Yeah, I don't know, but we get to see EU more often, it feels like, because of
Yeah.
online.
You were saying that yesterday. What do you think is like the reason behind that? Why did we? Is it just we're starved for melee and we'll watch, and they're getting more events, or is it from their TOs over there?
Well, I think it's because traveling between different countries in EU is nominally sometimes harder than it can be in other places. Not really. They have nice travel.
Gotcha.
European Union, but playing on NetPlay, they're all really close.
There's the stitch.
Oh man, I was like, this is something crazy is gonna happen, and I'm gonna be there to scream while these guys are talking about Europe. I will make sure this crazy thing is gonna happen, and it does. Man, we talked about stitches, but
so does that confirm the if we had a couple hypotheses?
He didn't know.
He definitely didn't know.
I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew it was
100% accident, and he doesn't get credit for that. You know, it was a bad thing.
Well, when you're what is it called? Knitting, right? When you do the jump cancel to get the maximum speed of turn up drawing, and that's what you see when he's kind of wiggling around on the ground. Yeah,
it looks like he was just pulling turnips and throwing them most of the time.
I think in the first stock he did a little bit of knitting.
Oh, okay. Knitting is so hilariously hard for how much return you get out of it, but Peaches,
isn't it like 10% more pulls?
It's
like 25 or something. It's more than that.
Got to be like one or two extra pulls. But I mean, think about what you're just rolling the dice. You know what I mean? So it's what would the actual return be? And it exists and it's correct. It's just funny that it's like, okay,
it'd be like if multi-shining. It'd be like if multi-shining gave your next shine an extra knockback, right?
Right.
Like if you could multi-shine between stocks and it was a good thing.
Or like if one of your lasers was turned into a combo starter, you know. But you had to roll the dice, man. You gotta jump around so you can reload your laser properly. I don't know. Let's put it in. Next April Fool's Day.
Oh man, lloD's still living after that fair. One more strong hit should do it. Cute needles.
I don't think we've talked about Dr. Lobster enough. I gotta sit here and give some love to my boy because as we talked about before the stream, #1 in Long Island before moving out to New Hampshire, and I'm not sure exactly where he's out there, but I'm pretty sure it's in the top 2 or top 3. And really just an incredibly strong fundamental Sheik, who's prone to kind of some weird stuff, the surprises, you know, and it might not come down to getting better player here, but I think he has a really good shot at taking at least this game against lloD.
He's number 2 behind. He's number 2 behind Calvar in spring and summer of 2020.
Yep.
So pretty good, and was number 1 in Long Island for a couple seasons.
Oh yeah. So I think there's a pretty solid chance. He really gives lloD a hard time and causes at least some strong adaptations because he's up a full stock right now and a good amount of percent.
He's used that forward tilt twice now, where he just hits with the very, very tip when lloD is floating at a sort of awkward height for Sheik usually. He just sort of pokes her there with the little tippy toes, and nice, good usage that you don't usually see of the forward tilt.
This might be a kill.
Tippy toes is one of my favorite things that we say in this language.
What else do you?
Yeah, there's no adult way of saying it. It just you learn about the tippy toes when you're 2, and it's tippy toes all the way to the grave.
Feels like lloD just hasn't gotten the combo starters that much of in game 1, right? He was so brutal.
Yeah, he was getting these like up air nair strings to like connect different SDI options, and it seems like he's starting to experiment with a couple other options to kind of get more grounded combos. But yeah, the game has shifted from I'm going to destroy you in one combo to we're going to have to play kind of a more honest neutral game, and the punishes are going to be a little bit more restricted.
I just love how Dr. Lobster came onto the corner to put the pressure on. It was very slow, calculated, but a lot of hitboxes. But like just controlling the space really well, and eventually you come down to get a fair, and a lot comes out of that. Tippy toes.
This is great. This is Doc Lobster is like it's reminding me almost of how Marths will view this matchup of just keep Peach ahead of you. He's not really going for fair all that often, although I imagine he'll just try to get the kill here. But yeah, he's content to have Peach just above him in a crappy position and just keep resetting.
Yep, definitely what Sheik lacks in the perhaps the short distance frame data definitely has in the mobility and the range and the back air and things like that. So pretty good use of all the tools, and we're going to game 3, man.
Yeah, Doc Lob. I never, or at least hadn't. It has not. This player hasn't been like burrowed in my memory in any kind of significant way. I'm sure I've seen some sets, but that was really just clean Sheik play game 2. A nice little bit of innovative game plan. It wasn't kind of a cookie cutter idea. I'm really interested to see how lloD responds, because if there's one thing I can rely on as a lloD fan, it's change and development, right? I wonder. So, what stage are we thinking for game 3?
Well, that's what I wanted to point out. We're gonna go to Dreamland, which seems pretty standard, but you also have to commend Dr. Lobster because he just ran it back on Stadium, right? That's
Yeah.
where they played game 1 too. And,
Yeah.
it was a big swing.
That's the sign of someone who studies the game, because a lot of times people who play by feel or just experienced, they'll pick a stage and they might not be as confident, or they might go back and just lose the same way they lost the first game. So that's, I think, Dr. Lobster showing that there's a reason he liked the stage and that he was okay with going there. I don't think it was a salty thing. I think it was purely like, okay.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like a quadrant of the run back that like there's the logical run back of my game plan is sound, I just misexecuted, and then there's the like ego run back of, you know, screw this guy. But like you're both, in both cases you end up in the same result, right?
Then there's the win or the lose side of those.
Right. Which is just pure. Well, why would I take the risk if I already lost?
Right.
I like going back. I think it's okay. Let's see. This is this is kind of what I look for in a lloD game is just this use of up air in so many matchups. He, to me, is the up air king and finds ways to extend combos that other Peaches can't or don't. And we saw a little bit of that in that first stock to get this lead, but it did disappear kind of in game 2, right? Compared to game 1.
Yeah, I mean, these combos are devastating. Oh, is this gonna... Okay. I saw some funkiness.
Oh, the stitch.
Throw it away. I mean, use it.
I mean,
Don't throw it away.
Yeah. It must be scary to be a Peach and just like have this big, like, you have the codes to the nuke in your hand, but you're getting beat up by this Sheik. Like it actually restricts some of your options. And yeah, you could get beat to hell and back for it.
Speaking of nuke, that needle was pretty devastating, man.
I've been really admiring Dr. Lobster's needles in general.
Yeah.
He had a cute little sequence of edge guarding with him earlier too.
They just seem so deliberate, and I just love good Sheiks because you just see that like they're doing things on purpose. They don't have any movement that's wasted or just kind of, you know, thoughtless.
I love thoughtless and moving a Sheik.
That's how I play Sheik too. Don't worry.
That's how I play Sheik. I'm like Plup would have probably shield dropped on this platform, so I shield drop when the opponent is on the other side of the stage.
Oh my God! Did you see that movement from the platform into jab?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you guys ever have the moment when you're playing Sheik of like, I have this thing where I'm like, oh yeah. I'm commentating. I'm like, oh, they're dash attacking so much and they should be boost grabbing. And then I play Sheik and I'm like, dash attack is the best move in the entire world.
No, lloD's voice is too loud in my head. It's been drilled in.
Guys, what's happening? This is not the game that we saw in the beginning. I'm kind of bugging out.
Yeah,
I think lloD did.
This comeback happened.
Yeah. Oh shit! I was like having like stock dyslexia, and I was like, yeah, lloD is still in the lead.
Nope. Oh, this could be a great DI away on the nair there from Dr. Lobster because it could have been such a huge conversion.
What's this? Not an up air, right?
This is a big Lobster moment, yeah. Oh, that was almost the Zoom DI.
Oh, what do we got here? This is a little scary. That down smash looked a little panicky.
I think this is the opening. It's gotta happen from here. Oh, that fair misses.
Oh my God, New Hampshire's in shambles. What's gonna happen?
Nah, live for your die. Come on, New Hampshire in shambles.
They're in shambles, dude. They can't handle a win like this. They're freaking out. The whole region in chat. If I could see Twitch chat, they're bugging. I could tell. Oh my God,
just
what is
the
that?
lesser.
Oh my God.
He took it.
Upside down Vermont taking a W today.
Zane can't even handle it. Look at him.
You guys blacked me out with that one. It was too intense.
He can't do it. Oh, there he is. All right, he's back.
I'm having some real weird computer issues right now.
lloD in trouble. Is it 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5.
We got 2 more games minimum, maximum.
Very, very hot water, very boiling frog. But the frog is like in this analogy conscious and aware that they're boiling and upset about it.
It just reached the threshold of being perceived. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right back to Dreamland. So saying the same thing Dr. Lobster said about my Pokemon. You know, I've got it on the stage. Stage wasn't the problem. I'm the problem.
Yeah.
I think lloD had enough in that game, right? He had the lead. Like, yeah. I think that hypothesis is fair.
I think, well, I mean, in this matchup especially, like, what could possibly be better than Dreamland? And that's as a Fox main that has no idea how this matchup goes, truly. But it seems like Dreamland is such a clear advantage.
Well, let's break it down. So what makes you think? What makes you have a hunch that this is the best map in the matchup, or what are we seeing that confirms that?
I think just grab kill confirms is a huge part of that, and then it's just compared to other stages, you know, you just look at what FD and Yoshi's. I guess FOD is in the conversation. I guess Pokemon is, but like, I would assume that those are the ones that would lend to some sort of advantage, and this just seems best for Peach. I don't know.
What I'm seeing here is that lloD is able to do these edge guard flowcharts without dying himself and so he gets a much bigger budget for his own stock, while having kind of the same edge guard flow on Dr. Lobster that you might see on any other stage. So it's just like it's upside for lloD and evens for the Sheik punish. But Dr. Lobster's still holding up. I think 58 down is not too bad. But lloD definitely. Oh, now it's okay. That was crazy. But
well, yeah. Go ahead. I'll go ahead. I think with Peach in this stage, there's kind of this weird backfire sometimes, where when a player is capable and, you know, little dot eyes to just seal the deal. When the player's capable and willing to do the platform camping, Sheik has pretty good mobility, of course, and options coming down from platforms with needles and fairs and stuff. So I think that's a little bit of what opened up the game. I mean, Dr. Lobster's not playing campy necessarily. He's definitely trying to come in a lot and get those openings, but just the ability to retreat the platforms and to make it a lot more ambiguous of like where these attempts are coming from. Look, this might. Ooh, I jinxed it.
You were just about to point it out, but stuff like that too, the whiff punishes, I feel like has started to get Dr. Lobster a lot more mileage. Holy crap, that up smash call out.
That's nice.
That was fun.
That's nice.
Here you go, the New Hampshire number. Oh, it's not the New Hampshire number. Nobody calls it the New Hampshire.
I think yeah. Everybody's always thinking about 69, but maybe what about 75?
75, bro.
Shout outs to 3/4.
No, 104, bro. Look at
Up
this.
until that down smash, did you see how Dr. Lobster was just platform popping around and got like 50% just by throwing out bears and needles for platforms? It's exactly what you were talking about, JD.
Yeah, and that's getting out of the crouch cancel percent. All of a sudden, it's just like any other stage. Like you're equally afraid, but lloD a lot more comfortable going into the last stock. Definitely still pretty close. So I'm locked in. But
it's in comeback range. But lloD has been doing a good job of making punishes just look like that game one where it was a touch into death. I think Dr. Lobster is still at the like neutral competency and stage control that we saw in the two wins, but lloD is kind of starting to get back the touch of death, and that makes it still kind of a nail biter. I think Lobster, if he gets a strong hit like in the next like 10-20 seconds, right, you're in a good spot.
Yeah,
there's one. He'll make it back on the ledge. He doesn't like being there. Down smash will clean it up. Lobster can definitely still take this here.
Hold your New England horses.
Tapping on percent sometimes. Oh my god.
Oh, I love those needles. I didn't know he had more than one needle. Where the what?
In the pocket. In his.
This is
next to the sand.
Scrappy. So scrappy.
Yeah, they're just scrapping. But I feel like when they're just scrapping, it's usually lloD who wins.
Yeah. lloD's got better moves.
Oh, hello. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, the roll in. Oh my god. I can't believe that was Nair. Nair is a. Oh my god.
Again, he calls out the landing bear. Oh, do it. Oh my god.
I thought lloD legitimately had like 30-40% more budget left in the can. Was that just like, is that a confirmed kill or is that a poor DI off to die off the top at 91?
No, I mean, if you get the dynasty, I think you're dead there. Tipper up smash from Sheik is really strong, but it was a matter of that he reacted to the DI and went for that. That was crazy.
That's
Holy
sick.
mackerel. That was
That's
pretty
sick. That was such an
cool.
early kill that it has like shifted my perception of Sheik a little bit. It's very rare that you get a game at this point in how long we've been watching Melee that shifts your perception. That's Dreamland against the Dynasty and Peach at 91 dead.
Yeah.
Ah, what a way to win.
This is New England being quite happy they hosted this tournament, because that's the dream, is you have a really well-established player like lloD. Everyone knows lloD. You know, we talk about his improvement guide, literally like setting a lot of people up for success.
Yeah.
And Dr. Lobster, who the people who know him quite well, but unless you've, seen him beat your boy in bracket, not quite the same splashy entrance into that higher echelon. So I love seeing my friends win, and Dr. Lobster's my friend. lloD, no disrespect, amazing player, but that's really cool to see.
I think at the end of the day, what it came down to is, you mentioned how refined, how much of a solid game plan Dr. Lobster has. And once he really slowed things down and started just going for whiff punishes, it changed things completely, because lloD is so good at capitalizing off the smallest hits and just evaporating a Sheik stock. And so once Dr. Lobster was like, okay, I'm just actually going to run away and boost grab any landing you do,
I'm just going to not get hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down with dash attack, up with the boost grab. We're in the Church of Laudanus here, and that's a great win for Dr. Lobster. Wow, yeah, and to your point, JD, I really like that you pointed that out. This is part of the reason why this kind of set is what tournament organizers are like so motivated by. Like I know when we were doing stuff in Indiana, it was all about, can we get Rick on the screen with a top 100 player from the rest of the country and have him get some wins. Right. Because so much of like your ability to get ranked in Melee is about the visibility of your wins, and there's a cost to traveling that not everybody can deal with, and so you have
isn't ranked.
That's why who isn't?
Whiskers.
Oh, shout out to Whiskers.